No, nutrition is the fuel that you're putting into the body. You know, if you put in the wrong fuel in your car, it's not going to run properly. And a balanced nutrition, I think it's the priority. It's one of the main, the main things you need for your body to be able to absorb all the essential ingredients to bake the right cake.
As we've discussed before, I think that all my clients should be involved because they've already got an interest in their health, they've already decided that they want to get well, and they might be coming for back pain or headaches or upset stomachs or whatever it might be. And underlying that is they need to come in with healthier cells so they can get better results from me. And the way they can get better, healthier cells is by understanding how their bodies work. And that's what I see your course dovetails in nicely, because not only do they get to understand about nutrition and how their anatomy and physiology works, but they understand how they personally work, what foods strengthen them, what foods weaken them, what foods make them more energetic, what foods make them tired. So I see that I'd like to make it compulsory, but I probably can't.
For us, I'm a phys ed and health teacher by trade and played semi-professional netball and then moved here and had an opportunity to open up a fitness and health centre and fell pregnant with number 1 and now pregnant with number 3. It can be done. We are the busiest people. We're nearly a family of 5, have our own business. I have another job working with netball. I coach teams. We have a pretty busy lifestyle, but I think we can do that because of our nutrition. We don't tend to tire anymore. Not like we were 4 years ago, probably, when you first saw me. We were knackered.
I had migraines which were quite frequent, and since I've done the course I actually haven't had one, and I'm really thrilled about it. After 12 weeks I just had lots more energy, which is really great.
I was at a point where I couldn't do a lot of exercise because I was so exhausted. You sort of like know that you need to be doing exercise, but I was so exhausted that I couldn't do it. But now I'm feeling really that I can do a little bit of exercise now. Yeah, it's not a daunting thing.
By eating properly in terms of not having so much carbohydrate, I've sort of having a lot more protein in my diet now, and it means that I can go out and ride longer and don't get the real lows. Yeah, I mean, in terms of body shape, I've probably lost a lot of upper body. My clothes fitting was the first sign that I'd actually lost weight. I didn't actually realise that I'd lost so much weight. My trousers, I have to wear belts now and things like that, and shirts. Like I'm wearing smaller size shirts now. I'm getting my hand-me-downs from the son.
I thought I had a pretty good eating habits and pretty good body shape, but I had a few isolated problems, and it's definitely helped all those issues and a heap more that I feel now. Oh, fantastic. Yeah, I feel great. Yeah, feel great.
Well, my skin is not as dry, it's much more improved. My nails, I had from time to time various little rashes and bits and pieces. They have disappeared. I always carried a hanky because I'd have a little drippy nose most of the time. I don't have that anymore. The biggest thing for me, when we did the 12-week course, my metabolic age was 10 years older than I was. That was a bit of a shock. And at the end of 12 weeks, I'd changed 21 years. So that was just awesome. And one of the other pleasing things for me was the bone density that had improved, and the muscle mass had improved, but the body fat and the fat around the organs had all decreased. So it was all pretty positive for me.
Well, I think, as I said, I was in a fairly sort of desperate state when I first was on the program, first came, because I'd had some health issues and hadn't been making progress for a long time. So in those 12 weeks I managed to lose 8 kilos of fat. I'd put on a couple of kilos of muscle, and my bone density had increased.
That's amazing.
And I had been very heavily dependent on sleep medication, and I was able to give that up. And being the age that I am, I had been suffering some very severe menopausal symptoms, and the very worst of those just disappeared over those 12 weeks.
Money-wise, you know, I see that a lot of people don't do it because of the money, and well, nice, then you live with a lot of money and then you get 40 and then you're gone, you know, so I prefer to be healthy and live until 80 or 90 or whatever, and in a good health and less money. I mean, even if that is the problem, I mean, it shouldn't be. I mean, this is a choice. You want to live now. I want to see my kids grow up. I want to see my husband stay with me. So I want to take care of my family with good food, because that's the basic thing of life.
Who do I think who would not benefit? Everyone. Everyone would benefit from going to the course. Reasonably priced, it's at a weekend, there's no reason why people can't fit that in.
Definitely go and do it, without a doubt. Yeah, yeah. It's changed my life for the better. I've got the, I feel like I've got the knowledge now to be where I want to be with my energy levels, with my health. Yeah, I feel I'm on the right track to getting older, but younger at the same time, you know what I mean?
It might not happen overnight, but through the end of that 12 weeks, it really does happen, yeah.
What would I say to them? Oh, I would say to give it a go. I mean, it's well worth it, and it is life changing. I mean, it's not just food, because it's a whole lifestyle.
The support, encouragement that you and Rochelle and John gave me was just awesome. And for anybody who thinks they might like to do the course, I'd say go for it. You won't regret it.